Welcome back to part 2 of this combat mission Fortress Italy after action report, cutting the Cesaro road. 2nd Tank Platoon are moving from the far right to the centre to deal with the new Panzer threat. K and I Company are holding position waiting for the artillery to do their work on the high ground positions. K and I Company's mortar sections join in. Panzer IVs move through the woods and emerge on the other side. They engage 2nd Tank Platoon, which has recently redeployed into the centre. The 2nd Panzer proves to be more stubborn, so air support is called in. But it's still wreaking havoc. Without warning, enemy mortars hit the left of the line. And a German HQ team try to retake the highway objective. They're quickly repulsed.
Roger, fire for effect.
Finally, the last Panzer falls. Fire mission completes on the high ground. An I Company repositioned to begin the push on the left with 1st Platoon tanks and T-30 platoon in support. A 2nd Marder 2 is spotted at the entrance to Troina. One of K Company's platoon leaders spots the 3rd Flak 88 on the far right in Troina. In the centre right, 2nd Platoon tanks push towards the woods objective. An HMG team and dismounted crewmen provide limited infantry support. Around the highway objective, K Company are dealing with enemy stragglers. On the far left, I Company begin to cross the expanse in front of the high ground. Overwhelmed, some of the Germans pull back. Others surrender, but some choose to fight it out. I Company capture German mortar section exposed in a depression. It rapidly escalates into a turkey shoot. En route to the highway objectives, 4th Platoon I Company approach one of the AT gun emplacements. Back on the left, 1st Platoon I Company assault the now panicking German mortar section, whilst machine guns from the 2nd Platoon provide base of fire. First Platoon move in and take the position. Third Platoon push to positions left of the high ground objective. Strategic Update 5. 0745 hours, 2 hours into battle. In the centre, 2nd Platoon tanks and dismounted crewmen are slowly working their way up towards the woods objective. And in the bottom right of the map, the battalion mortars of M Company are spread out around that location to avoid counter battery fire. I Company are dominating the top left hand side of the battle map. They've just overcome the German mortar section and are pushing to positions to the left of the high ground objectives, whilst 4th Platoon are actually making their way up onto the high ground objective. K Company are spread out on the reverse slope between the highway objective and the secondary road objective, so as not to expose themselves to enemy fire. The highway objective is being used as a pivot point for which to sweep round with the rest of the battalion in a clockwise direction, in order to first take the high ground and then move down into the Troina entrance. With the annihilation of the German mortar section, 1st and 2nd Platoon moved to assist 3rd Platoon and clear the ground left of the high ground objective. The T-30s and M4 Shermans moved to support 4th Platoon with the assault on the high ground itself. In the centre, artillery hit the woods objective.
Fire for effect, over.
And on the far right, artillery takes out the first Marder 2 that was spotted. On the far left, 1st, 2nd and 3rd Platoon of I Company clear the area.
Roger, fire for effect.
Artillery destroys the second Marder 2 that was spotted. The assault on the high ground objectives commenced.
Fire for effect, over. Fire mission out.
With a fingertip grip on the high ground objective, the rest of 4th Platoon I Company are brought up whilst the mortars go to work. First, 2nd and 3rd Platoon of I Company have got low on ammo, so half-tracks are brought up to resupply them. Once the mortars have stopped, the assault resumes.
Request fire mission out.
With the other platoons of I Company resupplied, they moved to join with 4th Platoon.
Let's go. Rückzug! Zieht euch zurück! Rückzug!
Fire for effect. Over. Fire.
In the centre, 2nd Platoon tanks and dismounted crews approach the woods objective.
Rückzug! Zieht euch zurück!
Second Platoon tanks in the centre support the high ground assault. As I Company and the half-tracks crest the hill, they are engaged by machine gun fire from the town.
Intermission. Out.
Further down the hill, a German fire team approach the secondary road objective. Dismounted tank crewmen enter the woods. Other stragglers come to help them. 1st Platoon I Company reach the highest point in the AO. Strategic Update 6. 08:15 hours, 2.5 hours into battle. I Company have reached and overrun the 2 high ground objectives. K Company have held their position between the highway and the secondary road objective. Dismounted tank crewmen have moved onto the woods objective. And 2nd Platoon tanks are able to support the move on the high ground from their position near the woods. The only objective left to take is the Troina entrance. However, it would seem that Troina itself is heavily defended with the Flak 88 and various machine gun positions. Tank crewmen take previous German positions inside the woods objective. Artillery hits positions near the Troina entrance with both HE and smoke.
Mörser!
Although Troina itself remains well defended, outside of the town, German resistance is wavering. K Company sit and watch I Company move across the hill. With rounds complete, M Company mortars leave their rear position to deploy nearer the front. A scout team from 1st Platoon I Company make a run for the Troina entrance objective under the cover of smoke. They make it. The straggler teams make it to the woods to reinforce the crewmen.
Fire for effect. Over.
Artillery gets called in on Troina to hit the last Flak 88. First Platoon tanks also start to shell the town. M Company mortars reinforce K Company on the highway objective. Second Platoon tanks move into positions so that they can also fire on Troina.
Rückzug! Zieht euch zurück!
After the smoke clears, 2nd Platoon of I Company at the 2nd Flak 88 position are exposed to German machine gun fire from the town. After the smoke clears in Troina, the last Flak 88 has been destroyed. An N Company mortars patrol runs into stragglers near the highway objective. One lucky grenade causes the last 3 American casualties of the battle. So from the report we can see we've scored a US Army total victory. We've got 171 men okay as compared to the Germans 156. We had 121 of our own men killed compared to the German 311. 162 wounded, Germans had 191, we had no men missing, and we captured 32 Germans. We lost 5 tanks and took out 7 German tanks, and we lost 1 armoured vehicle, took out 2 German vehicles, and we lost 9 other vehicles to the Germans 4. Looking at the ground objectives, you can see there that I've missed out on the high ground 2 objective. That's because I was too focused on getting the final objective and pushing through that I moved too many people off the high ground objective number 2, which I had actually captured earlier, so missed out on points for that. Looking at the overhead view, you can see where all the German forces that were as of yet undiscovered are all concentrated, most of them in Troina. Here we have the view of the highway objective, looking out across to the woods. And in the woods we've got a few German stragglers. Troina itself looks very imposing as it just seems full of German infantry. That brings part 2 of this combat mission Fortress Italy after action report to a close, cutting the Cesaro roads, the last battle of the American campaign. I hope you enjoyed watching. I'll leave you with some images of the battle. War is hell. I'm Josie Wales. Thanks for watching.